Hello?
Mr. Colson calling you, sir?
Yeah. Hello?
Hope they gave you time to eat, Mr. President.
Oh, yes. The reason I talked to Harris is that he had called in here, so I talked to him a little.
Well, I was asking.
And the second thing I wanted you to know that I'm going to tell Al tomorrow that they should give Harris and Sindlinger the contracts.
Absolutely. Those two fellows.
Just be sure that he knows, and also tell little Georgie Bush that that's what he's supposed to do. Instead of giving it to somebody that's going to help us.
We really should, because those two fellows have stayed.
Fine.
In particular, has stayed with us. Harris has stayed with us.
He's all right.
He just told me after he talked to you, he said they apparently put him through to you while I was trying to get him.
Right. I told him that he wouldn't have to take your call.
Well, he said the mood of the country is turning around. He said with the Brezhnev thing and this tonight, which he thought was just beautiful, as he probably told you. We'll begin to drown out the Watergate, begin to wash it away.
Well,
Sindlinger was very pleased. Sindlinger said that you had kept your options open, that he was very glad that you weren't definitive about Phase 4 because he thinks you need a couple of months to.
That's right, we do.
See how it's going to work. He was delighted that Schultz had been overridden, which he knew was the case.
I did override him. I tried to ask Schultz and Stein.
Oh, he said Stein was worse than Schultz. Of course, Al's been down. He's really been lobbying with no.
I know he has.
No commercial interest. He just wants to help us.
I know. He's for us, so.
Oh, good.
And so it's Stein and Schultz. They just, they disagree.
Well, they're theoretically,
right.
I agree with them also. But it's not. It's as Harris said.
But Sindlinger knew that this was the right thing to do, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Both Sindlinger and Harris and I, all three of us, have the feeling that this is not an economic problem. It's a political problem.
That's right. It's a confidence problem. And incidentally, Chuck, if we didn't have Watergate, it'd still be a problem.
Yes, it would.
You realize that?
Yes, it would.
Good God, with that kind of 50% inflation in food, everybody's going to be worried.
In some ways, Mr. President, it might be more of a problem with that Watergate.
Because that's all they'd be talking about.
Yeah, I started, when we talked earlier tonight, I was going to tell you we had 60 smaller New York Stock Exchange member firms, but from all around the country, Houston.
Yeah, they're all worried about it. Stock Exchange is in a hell of a shape for other reasons, of course.
That's right. But these fellows, I gave them a little pep talk yesterday morning. We had them in, and I told them about Watergate, and I told them about the fact she hadn't been involved.
Yeah.
My God, they came running up to me afterwards. They said, that's the greatest thing. And, all the country needs right now is just a little bit of reassurance. It's very volatile.
But the Watergate thing, of course, has been so terribly irresponsibly handled by the press, and I can't say anything. I'm not going to make another reference to it. Believe me, they can. I don't care what anybody says. The hell with it. The president can't defend himself. Good God, Johnson never defended himself. Eisenhower defended himself.
Nope.
Kennedy never defended himself, and Truman didn't.
No.
And Roosevelt didn't. Good God, when Roosevelt's kid went off and got that $75,000 loan, you remember?
Yeah, I sure did.
Nobody paid a bit of attention.
Well, the whole key.
This business of attacking the president has got to stop. And as far as this press corps, they can go to hell.
Oh, sure. The hell with them. Mr. President, the great silent majority see right through it. My God, if you could see the mail that I've gotten in the last week.
Yeah, on your program, yeah.
Well, but the people see this, and number one, they see it. Number two, they want to see it.
Of course, they don't want the president to be destroyed.
Of course they don't. And the biggest thing is not to let the bastards get us on the defensive.
We've been on the defensive for 2 months because basically, you see, they were right in a sense. There was a cover-up, let's face it. But on the other hand, they have built up first the crime and the cover-up to unbelievable things. And, of course, the fact that people had to leave, the number of them, good God. I mean,
That's right.
An undersecretary like Crow, good heavens, this is tragedy.
Yeah.
Not to mention Haldeman and Ehrlichman and
Terrible.
And the head of the FBI, that's poor, stupid Gray. Good God, he shouldn't have to go. Why the hell did he burn those papers?
Terrible personal tragedy.
Good God, he should have, he's an honest man. He just did a stupid thing.
Yeah, bad judgment.
I know, but my point is that all of this indicates there's a widespread, as they say, the greatest, corruption in history. That's baloney.
Oh, yeah,
Nobody stole anything. Take ITT. ITT didn't make any money out of this. Take Vesco. Vesco didn't make any money. We're prosecuting them. The whole point about this, nobody has made any money, and I haven't seen one of our little boys make that point.
Well, few of us have been trying to make it.
I know.
ITT stuff.
I just want you to know that. Take ITT and Vesco. These two companies are being rigorously and viciously prosecuted. Now, little Elliot ought to make that point. And goddamn it, if he isn't, I'm inclined to let him go in about 1 month, really. I really am really pissed off.
Yeah, I would say, Mr. President, that as soon as the mood in the country stabilizes a little bit, what you've got now is
I know.
An unsettling feeling, and you don't want to do anything that contributes.
No, I can't let him go now.
No, but as soon as you can, as far as I'm concerned, hell yeah. What he has said in the last 30 days.
It's not been good. I mean, he has not stood up for the president. And under the circumstances, he got to go.
Well, the point of the matter is that it's not only standing up for the president. I'll do that to my grave.
Yeah.
But it's standing up for the country.
I know. And he knows better. Good damn it, Elliot knows I'm not involved in what never was.
Oh, hell.
And he's playing to the Washington Post and the New York Times.
That's right.
And he's not going to get away with it. Boy, you ought to hear Haig on this. He's so furious.
Well, thank God for Al. I just think having Al and
he's good.
Oh, God. Well, he's tough and he's sharp and he's incisive and he has all the right things.
Well, in any event, we got this done, and keep the faith, old boy.
The most important thing, Mr. President, is you're out front, and that's the key to this.
Yeah, as Julie said, as I told you earlier, she said, you looked almost cocky, and I said, that's good.
You did. You were.
I didn't mean to, but I just stuck it out there.
Well, it wasn't cocky, but it's confident. And it's in charge, and that's what the American people need to see. And
that's right. Because they read the New York Times, the Washington Post, they hear the networks, and they think the president is beleaguered and worried and defensive, and it's all bull. It's never been true, but the only way we can disprove is go on television now and then.
Yeah, and you have to do it on other issues. You cannot do it defensively. You have
of course. That's why a press conference would be a disaster.
That's right.
You go on a press conference, you talk about Watergate all the time.
Yeah,
here was my issue.
That's right.
Don't you agree?
You started upbeat, and you ended upbeat, and it was just the right tone, just the way you want to do it.
Right.
We'll knock them on their ass on Watergate.
Thank God we will. You depend on you and the other guys to do that.
We'll fight that one.
And that little Dean, he's got a problem. That little son of a bitch, not having gotten transactional immunity, he's really on a tight wire, isn't he?
Yeah, and it destroys his credibility because it's so easy to cut him apart. I mean,
well, it's somebody, but who the hell is going to do it?
Oh, I am. And
well, you are, but who's going to do it in the committee?
I think you may find Baker did quite a turnaround today on. Finally, he came out of this show with the stand.
He's getting mail from home, and so is Gurney.
You're damn right, and they know where Middle America is. They're 100%
good. Well, keep after him, old boy.
We'll keep the fight on.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, sir.
Hello.
General Haig. There you are.
Hello.
Yes, Mr.
Hi, Al.
I know you must be bushed at this point.
No, I'm fine.
I
just finished my dinner.
Just had a great speech tonight, and I tell you, the reaction has been overwhelming. It really
good,
has.
Good. Glad to hear that.
And that's just damn fine. It was not only the right substantive thing to do, but it was a absolute political success of great proportions.
Well, the important thing is, you and I know why we did it.
Exactly.
I mean, it was perhaps we could have toughed it through, as Agnew in his stupid juvenile way indicated, and that's what he's going to probably whine about tomorrow. He's probably going to whine about being in charge of energy.
Let me tell you something, sir.
Huh?
He gave a speech tonight over at that Divine thing that was a stem winder for you that had these guys absolutely tearing the place apart.
Well, good.
About Richard Nixon.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that, because he's coming in tomorrow, and you coming with him, but I don't want him to whine about the energy and the rest.
No.
The thing to do is tell him, look, you're in on everything, Ted, but God damn it, you're not to run anything.
That's right.
The vice president can't run anything.
No, and it would be the wrong thing. And
is our friend coming down tomorrow or not?
Oh yes, he'll be here at 11.
Good. And sees you first.
Yes.
So the two of us see him together. I'll do it together if you think it's the way. No, you see him first.
I think I should do, and you just see him briefly.
You touch him up, and then I'll bring him in and put the coup on him, huh?
Good, great, sir. Well, everything's in just perfect shape.
One of the things, of course, that talked to Ron about an hour earlier, and I said I understood the press was never so miserable as they were tonight. And he didn't agree, because Ron always defends the assholes. He has to. And I said, you know damn well that's true, Ron. He said, well, yes, could have Watergate, but they were, huh?
They're stymied again.
And that kills them, doesn't it?
I'm sure it kills them. They hate it.
Yeah.
But the TV guys, they're going to do their analysis tomorrow on the big networks.
Right.
So we'll watch. They'll turn sour because that's the way they'll do it.
It's all right.
The fact is, we got what we wanted with the people, and you were in front of them, and that was great. It was just great.
We're one step ahead at the moment.
Yes, sir.
No, we've got to keep a step ahead. And Henry's thing is a step ahead.
And we're moving. That's the difference. They're going backwards, and
we're moving. And when they come out with their little boy Dean and all of his jackass things, fine.
Yeah.
We just slap it with the wrist and let her go.
Yeah, I'll tell you, old Maury put them all to shame today. He really did.
Maury, they said, was great, huh?
Yes, he was. He gave a closing statement that left them in shock silence. He said, I want you people to know that you owe me something, and that's my good name. And Christ, they said the pin could have dropped in that room. He said a lot of innocent people have been vilified in this thing. And it was an open break in the committee with one congressman jumping on the chairman for Badger and Stan.
Right.
It's really turned into a good thing now.
Well, we're going to turn it more, because one day I'm going to attack that committee, and when I do, it's going to be a blockbuster. I'm going to take it apart like it's never been taken apart.
Exactly.
I really will.
Well, that's the thing to do.
Not yet. I'm going to wait till Dean's on.
Let them get so ripe that
after they're on, after they're about ripe, then I'm going to hit them and destroy them. And they'll be destroyed like the McCarthy committee was destroyed. Absolutely destroyed.
That's right.
That's going to be done. They don't realize what they're up against. This stupid Irvin drinking too much and pointing his finger.
That's right. That's right. Now
they'll run their things.
They can handle them. So.
They'll run their things next week, and the rest, and then I'll take them on. You watch. It'll be awful rough, too.
Yeah.
And very effective.
That's what it should be. I just think it's been a great week. Last week was a great week, and we're going.
Is Bryce willing to go tomorrow?
No, I think we better hold up. We've got a little problem with his stocks that we want to be sure is not a problem.
But he will go Saturday then, or nothing even then, huh?
Oh, no, this isn't prohibitive. We just want to be sure we're not going to get any criticism.
Well, it doesn't make that much difference, the story. Tomorrow, let the other thing run. We've got so much running tomorrow with this.
And Henry will go out and brief tomorrow on the Paris thing. This will be running almost.
That's right. Let him brief again tomorrow. And he could brief on Paris and on Iceland. He can get that across again. And Brezhnev. Henry ought to do all three. When does he get back?
He's due in late tonight, sir. I think he's got a couple more hours yet.
Well, be sure that he gets a good night's sleep, and you tell him to give him the works on all that. And if they ask about Watergate or tapping, says, I'm not going to answer any questions on that. Period.
Exactly right.
And don't answer any. Gentlemen, there are too many important things happening in the world for me to get into that. I have no response, period. Now, tell him to say that, Al. I'll tell him too, but you tell him, and it's an order.
Yes,
God damn it, he's foolish to get into that.
That's right.
That's their issue. Stay off of their issue. Get to our issue. I'm just not going to answer on that. We've got too many great things going on in the world. The Year of Europe, the Brezhnev visit, the Vietnamese thing. Now, gentlemen, if you have any questions on that, I'll answer them. I'm not going to talk about Watergate. Period.
Exactly right.
Okay.
Good, sir.
All right, Al.
Well, great job.
Thank you.
We're proud of you. Nice.
All in all, I think that's fine. I know we've got it's tough on the economic side. I think that knowing that the Congress is about ready to send me a 90-day total freeze on everything, that I think I did the right thing last night.
Yeah.
And
it was done very well. I think it looked like a very big, a lot of action, getting a lot of things done, and that had I think it had a very good effect.
Showed the leadership quality, I think, Bob. That's what everybody, I think. Didn't you feel so?
Yep, and that's what you need.
And I deliberately I delivered it in a very, Julie said, you said it was almost cocky, and that's what you needed to be.
It was good. Yeah,
maybe that's what she wanted.
That was good. Very good.
Yeah. When do you think they'll get you back, these jackasses?
I don't think till the end of July.